you want to know my opinion and what I think, just keep on watching. Hi guys, what's good? It's your girl Nisi here and I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about some UK news. Here we go with Labour, here we go. So a couple of days back my good friend messaged me and she was talking about the DWP cuts that are going to be made for people that have disabilities. If you don't know, I have a child that has disabilities and so does my good friend. They're literally the same, they're just like 2 years apart. So they have autism and they're both non-verbal, and just as a whole they're just very hard to, you know, everyday life. So we get extra money and support to, you know, take care of them. So she was worried and she's like, oh my gosh, like if they cut our money, like what are we gonna do? Like we're trying to make a plan, da 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 da. And I was just like, I've not heard anything, because usually they'll give like a warning. So obviously doing some research for this video, it's people that are like young. So I think it's 18 to 24, 25 max. Young people that have like not in education anymore, they've not got a job. Keir Starmer's like, and Rachel, well this is mainly Rachel Reeves, they're looking around like, listen, you're coming off these benefits, you better get up out of bed and go and work. Now, we all know there's people that lie and there's nothing wrong with them and they're just, you know what I mean, using the system. But there are real people that have mental illness or a physical or even a visible disability. Listen, so a lot of my life I've worked in sales. I have mental health myself. I suffer from depression and anxiety. I do not want in a store a person with mental health problems. And I'm not talking about the minor ones. Like I said, I've worked in that. So I'm not talking about like mine. I'm talking about people that may suffer from like schizophrenia. Sorry, like if I pronounced it wrong or whatnot. But certain mental illnesses. Okay, let's use criminals. So these days when people stab people, they're like, oh, like, okay. The one that stabbed that young girl from Croydon while she was on her way to school with her best friend, he said, oh, that his autism got the best of him. Like, that's what will happen if you send people with serious mental health illness into work. If they hurt a customer or a person or a child, when it comes for them being in court and getting arrested, they're going to be like, oh, it was my mental illness, it was my schizophrenia. Like, so no, if they feel like they can't work, especially being in like a public, you know what I mean? Not everyone's meant to work in the public, like it is what it is. Don't force them into that environment, because when ish hits the fan, you'll just be like, oh, you know what I mean? And even that guy unaliving that girl in Croydon, and now he's using his autism, it gets me so mad, because my godson has autism, my son has autism, like it gets me really mad. It's like, listen, you're just pure evil. Don't use that disability to cover or to, you know, your tracks, because in the UK, if you've got something wrong with you, you get less time. So you know what I mean, he knows he's going down, we all see it. Like, for those that can see it, he's trying to use his autism to get less time, and so the judge can like pity him. I'm like, oh, he has autism. No, straight up evil. That girl a couple of times, I think it was like 4 times in her neck. When I first heard the story, they were just like, he in her neck. But obviously more stuff has come out now, and he's like, no, he repeatedly. And it's just like that's a next level of evil. And even when they picked him up, he lied saying his name was like John, and it's like, bro, you don't look like no John.
What's your name, mate? What's your name? What's your name?
John.
Have you got any ID on you, mate? I'm looking for someone who's just stabbed someone. I need to see your name. Say something on your card. Put your hands behind your back.
Why?
Put your hands behind your back now.
Oh, why?
Listen. Right.
No,
Listen, you're on camera. Listen, you're on camera. Right now.
I didn't even do nothing, bro.
Put your hands right there. Put me on.
I didn't even do nothing.
And it's just like, he was just so calm. And it's just like, he must have cleaned himself up, because I was surprised why he's not got. And if you know anything about blood stain, so I was just like, he's so calm. He looks quite clean considering. But he was just like, no, I didn't do anything. And then when he finally started admitting, like, yeah, okay, fair enough, it was me, he blamed his autism. So please, Parliament, Labour, Keir Starmer, Rachel Reeves, do not push serious people that have mental illness into work, because they're not meant to be in the workplace, period. And if anything, if they had like a stay-at-home job, like anxiety, sometimes you literally, there was one woman that was saying sometimes she literally can't leave a house. So even to do food shopping, like she can't leave because her anxiety is so bad. People have anxiety for different reasons. They might think something's going to happen to them, or something's going to happen while they're on road. Like, especially with all this, like in London, not just in London, but in the UK, a lot of civilians get caught up in there. You know what I mean? And sometimes after that, you're scared to go out. Or if your phone's been robbed, like, phone jack is really high over here. If that's happened to you, maybe you're scared to go out again. Maybe you've got a new phone and, like, you know what I mean? So there's different reasons when it comes to anxiety, people can't be out for work. So the best thing he could do is that they could have a stay-at-home job. But then if they have that, then you're lazy. It's like either way, you can't win. Like even with all this whole TikTok thing, people are like, oh, it's time for you to get a real job. What's a real job? If I'm at home, if I'm making money, I'm working on TikTok, if I'm going into the office, like what is a real job? Like,
No more benefits claim for young people in the UK. Young people in the UK may soon face a tough choice: get a job, go to school, or lose your benefits. The Labour government is planning on stripping young people between age 16 and 24 of their benefits if they are not in some form of education, employment, or training. Here is why. Almost 1 million youths in the UK are either not studying, not working, or seeking employment, while living off benefits, and the government is planning a bold benefits crackdown. The latest figures reveal that 13.2% of young people aged 16 to 24 are now classified as NEETs, not in education, employment, or training, the highest rate in a decade. But it's not just about unemployment. Most of these young people aren't even looking for work, creating a huge economic burden. In response, the UK government is pushing for drastic measures. Plans include stripping benefits from young people who aren't studying or working, and introducing a youth guarantee to ensure every 18 to 21-year-old is earning or learning. Bold ideas, but will they work? Do you think cutting benefits will motivate young people, or will it create bigger problems? Drop your thoughts in the comments and share this video to join the conversation.
Hey guys, Labour MPs are worried about Rachel Reeves. The Iron Chancellor, as she's now known, is planning to cut £3 billion off the welfare system. That's right, cutting PIP, cutting incapacity benefit payments, forcing people back to work who can't work. Some Labour MPs have come out and said they are worried how Rachel Reeves is making the Labour Party look. There's no mention about Rachel Reeves trying to save money by sending £3 billion a year to Ukraine, or £9 million a day on migrants. But Labour MPs want Rachel Reeves to stop. They're saying that these decisions by Rachel Reeves to cut welfare system payments is making Labour look more like the Tory party. Let me know what you think. Is Rachel Reeves making the Labour Party look stupid? Is it time that Rachel Reeves resigned? Let me know.
People on benefits with mental health problem are given a car worth £40,000, bruv. Hold on, bruv. So you're trying to tell me, yeah, if I go doctors and be like, yeah, man's got mental health, I'm not fully with it, bit clapped in that, bust a sunflower lanyard, bruv, I'm getting a Range Rover, bruv. Why did I even go to school, bruv? Why do I even...
you know, I like to try and find a little skit and put it into my videos, but yeah, it's funny, and I get what my man's saying. Compared to other countries, like the benefits that we get over here is amazing. But come on, bro, we don't make it out like they're just giving out Range Rovers. Obviously, that's mobility, and that's really hard to get. It's not as easy as he's saying, like, oh yeah, just say I've got mental health and they'll give me a Range Rover. Like, don't get it twisted. I do know some people that do have the mobility car, and they don't need it. Like, it should be going to someone else. So I get what he's saying, but yeah, compared to other countries, the benefit, like, you know what I mean, system is really amazing. Well, it was before Labour came into power, but yeah.
Oh my God, UK government has cut benefit payments from 123,000 households who don't want to work. No more benefit for UK citizen claimants. The Department for Work, DWP, has called down payment for those lazy people. For those that are receiving universal credit or housing benefits, these are the numbers that are affected at the moment. Latest figure shows that the number of households hit by the cap is risen by 61%, 46,000 since the previous quarter. This is because overall benefit amount and the local housing allowance all went up in April last year, 2024, producing a general rise in payments. So the extra amount they would have been due to get is not removed. Universal claimants won't see their payments anymore, reduced by the cap if then or their partners enlist a joint total of £793 a month after tax or national insurance deduction, or if they have been signed off with limited capability for work or work-related activities. Pay an extra amount for those who can't pay their bills or get a job. Bye.
The Kingdom's benefit system is losing billions of pounds of taxpayers' money, your money, to fraud. 5 Bulgarian nationals have pleaded guilty to defrauding the taxpayer of more than £50 million. The 5 were members of an organised crime gang which filed thousands of universal credit claims between 2016 and 2021. Thankfully, they are all now facing years in prison in what is one of Britain's biggest cases of benefit fraud. But this case points to much broader problems with our system. Although the problem of fraud itself is important, the Department of Work and Pension estimates that the taxpayer was defrauded of about £7 billion in the financial year to 2023. And for context, if we got rid of that fraud, that would be enough to get rid of inheritance tax. But the problem with our system goes way beyond this. The deeper problem is simply how many people are out of work. There are currently 5.6 million working-age adults on out-of-work benefits. The majority of them are claiming universal credit, about 3.8 million people. The other major component is those claiming incapacity benefits, of whom there are about 2.4 million. The universal credit was intended to ensure that work always pays, but swathes of the country are economically inactive in claiming this benefit. For example, around a fifth of working-age adults are on out-of-work benefits in Manchester, Glasgow, Liverpool and Birmingham, while in Blackpool it's as high as a quarter. And this undermines the whole purpose of the universal credit. Then we go on to incapacity benefits. The 2.4 million is expected to rise to 3.4 million by the end of the decade. Claims are up by 630,000 since before the pandemic, partly because of the large increase in those suffering from mental health issues. This costs you...
Guys, did you hear that? The Bulgarians, those 5 people, I'm going to need you to come forward because that is crazy. And I remember when this story first dropped, it was like earlier last year. And I read it, and just some of the stuff that they did to claim, like they had this like mic that can change up your voices. So this man would just be making all these claims back to back and just putting a different voice with the mic. And it's crazy. And you know what? What made it bad is after COVID, they stopped doing face-to-face appointments, because when I used to be on benefits hard, I had to pull up and speak to my work coach in person. So that's another thing, how they messed up. All these new rules and, you know, taking people that really are ill, it's because of them. Because, you know what I mean, they got with this benefit fraud. And they're not the only people. We know there's loads of people that do benefit fraud, but no one's done it on a big scale and the lengths they went to. Like, they were claiming they had all these kids, at the same time, I don't get how they got away with it, because with me having kids and being on benefits, you have to send in their birth certificates, you know, if you're claiming because they go nursery. Like, there's loads of evidence you have to send in, so I just don't get how they got away with this at the same time. But because of them, real people that need the help. You know what I mean? He's taking stuff away from the pensioners, which I still can't believe. So now hearing that he wants to take away from people with disabilities, I'm not like, can we be surprised? If you could take it away from the older generation, come on, like disabled people don't mean a thing to him. So now he wants to bring in this digital driver's license. He wants to bring in being able to check people's accounts. He wants to check like when people are going on holiday, like how can you afford a holiday if you're on benefits? He only wants basically people that work. Only you can go on holiday, but people stuck on benefits, you can't go on holiday. With me, so my best year was 2022. I was pregnant with my last son. I was working and was on benefits for my older two. I got maternity leave and got benefits. With that maternity leave, I've never had maternity leave. So because of that, I went on 3 holidays that year. I went to Jamaica, I went to Nigeria, and I went to Greece. Best year ever. I've never taken like 3 different vacations in 1 year. Now that I'm fully back on benefits, I'm not working now. I probably can only go on 1 holiday, and that's just about because now my youngest, he's 2, so I have to pay for his flight. It's not like he can go for free. So I get what they say, like how can you be on benefits but afford all these holidays, especially people that be go to like Dubai and stuff. It's just like, you know what I mean, how can you afford to go to Dubai but you're on benefits? But with me, I save. I don't just be like, you know, spending. Again, I'm trying to do a no spend year. So I think if you budget your money well, yeah, you will be able to afford to go on holidays because I save. Like, it's like they expect you to be on benefits and they always want you to be broke and be needy and, you know, loans and handouts. And it's like, no, what I don't spend, I save. Even if it's £10 per week, per month, that accumulates and it adds up. So don't be hating on people that want to go on holidays, but I do get it. Like, people that go to those lavish, you know, Dubai's and stuff, you do have to give them the side eye, like, wait, you're on benefits, how can you afford this? Even with me, people like that year, people were like, you're going on holiday again. That was like my best year ever. I really enjoyed that maternity leave. I miss it. But with that, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. So, you know what I mean? I just save my money. Like, I don't go out as much. I don't do the whole clubbing and things like that. I'm a foodie and I like to travel, period.
Okay, so the DWP have stated if you're on PIK payment, universal credit, any kind of benefits where the government give you money, right? If you have any life-changing circumstances, you must let them know. So I always thought life-changing circumstances were like, you know, a major injury, you've completely lost your house, you've got no job left, a family member has passed. Where is going on holiday, yeah, a major change? People, it's not. What they're actually trying to do, right, okay, they're so sneaky. They're trying to say that, right, hold on, if you can afford to go on holiday, like, aren't we paying you a bit too much on your benefits then? In fact, shouldn't we be stopping your benefits? Because think about it, people like holidays, and I don't care if you go from England, yeah, like even taking a trip out in England, all right, it's about 100 quid wherever you go, okay, all right, you're gonna take about 100 quid, yeah, by the time you go out, travel, have a drink, have something to eat, da-di-da-di-da. If you're going abroad, it's a lot more. You're gonna need about £1,000, £2,000. So if you're on universal credit and you can afford a holiday, they see that as something funny. Like, they're not doing it to be like, oh, okay, we just want to make sure that you're safe on holiday when you go. Here's what they had to say about it. The government has made it clear you need to report changes to your circumstances so you keep getting the right amount each month. You need to report changes as soon as they happen, and delay may mean you receive too much money and will have to make a repayment.
Okay, so under the new laws and new rules that have been granted by the Labour government, the Department of Work and Pensions can now go into your bank account and seize funding if they think that fraud is being committed. So also they can seize funds if they think that you're not being honest about how much you earn, for example, or say you've said that you earn this much and there's a change in amount, or you pay this much in childcare and it's not the same. They can actually go into your bank account and seize your funds directly from your bank account. There are a lot of people in the UK, working people, that use working tax credit or universal credit. And I think, you know, there needs to be a limit in what we will allow top up from the government, but I think there needs to be a limit. Also, we need to also hold our local councillors and our local MPs accountable, because how are you spending our council tax money? Like, they should have a literal transaction by transaction, every penny that they spend of our money.
Convicted benefits cheats could be stripped of their driving licences under new government crackdown plans. Fraudsters who repeatedly failed to pay back the taxpayer after cheating the system, and debts of over £1,000 could be punished with a driving ban of up to 2 years. Current laws mean that the most serious benefit cheats can be jailed. And the government's new powers could force banks to hand over account information for their investigations. But this is likely to face strong opposition from banks and privacy campaigners. Big Brother Watch and Age UK have described the plans as mass financial surveillance powers, which they say would represent a severe and disproportionate intrusion into the nation's privacy. Ministers estimate that increased access into people's banking data could save taxpayers £1.6 billion over 5 years. By helping the government identify suspect claims more effectively, Labour has pledged that only very limited information will be shared with the department. But it's yet to set out in detail how its system will work.
Damn, I'm a driver and I just feel like, yeah, a lot of people, when they get caught, they refuse to like pay back the money and things like that. But yeah, if you don't pay it back, they can strip you of your license for 2 years. Like, that's crazy. Like, one thing about Keir Starmer, he's coming down on like a lot of people. Like, you think you can get away with this? We've got this for you. Especially now that he's even clamping down like on influencers. Like, say like me, I'm on benefits and obviously I'm trying to push this YouTube thing. Eventually, obviously, I want to be monetized, start getting paid, da-da-da-da-da. Even with that, they're going to be looking like, how much is she earning per month, da-da-da-da-da. Obviously, when I reach those heights and I'm earning a good amount per month on YouTube, obviously then I won't need benefits. But until then, I need benefits to help me. You know what I mean? It's like when I was working, they cut my benefits. I was only getting it just for the kids. They wasn't giving anything towards me. And that's understandable because I was working. So, you know what I mean? It's one of those. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments, please, what you think, what's going on in the UK and these cuts. I feel for the pensioners and I feel for the disabled people. Like, it's just heartbreaking. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing what Labour is out here doing? Please like, comment and subscribe and share this video. Stay safe and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.